feels like just about everyone has something to say about Beyoncé's son, Sir Carter, and not in a positive way. Hazel E recently added her opinion to the conversation, claiming she believes Sir might have a disability. That's been a topic people online have speculated about for quite some time. But Hazel didn't stop there. She also showed support for Kanye West, who went on one of his infamous rants where he called Beyoncé's twins something offensive. Hazel backed him up, which took a lot of people by surprise. She didn't hold back at all, which now has people wondering if she knows something the rest of us don't. And now the big question is, how does Beyoncé really feel about people constantly coming for her kids? If you've been paying attention, then you probably already know that these rumors about Sir didn't start with Kanye. They've been floating around for a long time. Beyoncé has always been extremely private when it comes to her personal life, especially her children. But even with that level of privacy, fans have noticed that she's even more guarded when it comes to Sir Blue Ivy, her oldest, has been in the spotlight a lot lately. She's performed with Beyoncé on the Renaissance tour, appeared at the Grammys, and even has a role in an animated movie. Then there's Rumi, Sir's twin sister. She's also been seen here and there, at the Super Bowl, at concerts. Just little moments, but enough to know she's around. But when it comes to Sir, it's a whole different story. We haven't seen him in public for years. Not even a blurry photo or a passing glance. That's what started all the talk. People began to wonder if something was going on. Some think he may have a disability. Others say Beyoncé is just being extra cautious. Either way, it makes sense. If Sir does have a condition or something that makes him more sensitive to public attention, of course Beyoncé would want to protect him even more. People can be brutal online. We've all seen it. And no parent would want their child to become the target of that kind of cruelty. Think about what happened to Blue Ivy. The internet went after her from the moment she was born. Grown adults judging a baby. They criticized her hair, her looks, everything. She wasn't even talking yet, and people were already throwing hate her way. It was mean, unnecessary, and sadly, it never really stopped. Now that Blue's older, she's 13 now, she's slowly stepping into her own spotlight. But people are still picking her apart. They comment on her clothes, her hair, even just her presence. She's just a young girl trying to live her life while the world watches. And for some reason, people feel the need to judge every step she takes. It's like they made up their minds about her before she could even walk, and they've been coming at her ever since. So considering how rough it was for Blue, it's not hard to understand why Beyoncé would be even more cautious with her younger kids, especially Sir. She saw how ugly things got for her firstborn. She's not going to let that happen again if she can help it. That level of protection isn't just about being a celebrity. It's about being a mom who's trying to shield her child from harm. People like to assume that being the child of a superstar makes you fair game for all kinds of comments and opinions. But that doesn't mean it's right. Just because someone is in the public eye doesn't give everyone the right to pick apart their children. Beyoncé has always been private, especially when it comes to her family. So the fact that we've seen more of Rumi than Sir really says something. She's clearly making a very intentional effort to keep Sir out of the spotlight, and not just randomly either. A while back, fans started to notice how Beyoncé seemed to go out of her way to keep Sir hidden from the public. There was that huge Super Bowl halftime show where she brought the house down, but Sir was nowhere to be seen. Then came her interview on Good Morning America when she was promoting The Lion King. Blue and Rumi made appearances, but again, Sir was missing. That's not just a coincidence. That's a very clear decision being made over and over again. When you think about all the negativity Blue had to deal with, it's easy to see why Beyoncé's doing this. She's trying to protect Sir's peace, keep him safe from the online hate that she knows all too well. She's not doing anything out of fear. She's doing what any mom would do when the world has already shown how cruel it can be. She's drawing a line and saying, not this time. Beyoncé has never been one to just randomly post or share details about her life. Every move she makes is planned. So if Sir isn't being seen, it's because she doesn't want him to be. That choice isn't just about privacy. It's about love, safety, and putting her child's needs first. Her mom, Tina Knowles, once spoke up to shut down the rumors. She said that Sir simply doesn't like crowds or loud environments. That alone could explain a lot. Some kids are just naturally more sensitive or introverted. That doesn't mean something's wrong with them. It just means they need more peace and quiet. And their parents know how to support that. Beyoncé's doing what any parent would do, paying attention to what her child needs and protecting that however she can.
Rumi is amazing. She's an amazing artist, like painter and creator. And so, I mean, how could they be anything else growing up in that environment? That's all we talk about is creativity and fashion and the whole thing.
What is Sir interested in?
Sir is very quiet and is very, very smart and does all of the number stuff. So he's not into the fashion stuff as much.
The situation had cooled off for a while, until Kanye West unexpectedly stirred it all up again on Twitter. He was clearly frustrated over not getting help from Jay-Z and Beyonce when it came to his custody battle with Kim Kardashian. Out of nowhere, he tweeted something extremely offensive saying, "Has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids? They're retarded." No. Like literally. That comment alone had people stunned, not just because of how disrespectful it was, but also because it came completely unprovoked. Kanye went on to talk about artificial insemination and framed children as a personal decision, almost as if he was trying to justify what he had just said. He seemed ready to face whatever consequences Twitter might bring, but it was clear he stood by what he posted. Eventually, the tweets disappeared, but not because Kanye felt bad or realized he went too far. According to him, the only reason he deleted the posts was to avoid getting banned from the platform. He straight up said that he removed the tweets to avoid losing his Twitter access, not because he had a change of heart. Kanye followed that up by writing, "I need everyone to know that I took the post about Jay-Z and Beyonce's family down because there was a possibility of my Twitter being canceled, not because I'm a good person." That statement only added fuel to the fire. Instead of backing off, he pushed even harder, saying things like, "Fuck for them and their entire families." He tried to backtrack a little by saying that he loved Jay-Z and felt like the outcast of the music industry. He opened up about feeling unsupported, like he was always looking for a connection or a helping hand from the people he once called friends. Kanye talked about moments where he felt excluded, like not being invited to Jay-Z's wedding, Jay-Z putting Kendrick Lamar on the Super Bowl instead of him, or subtle disses about his infamous red MAGA hat. In his mind, Jay-Z and Beyonce had the cultural influence to stand up for him, but chose not to. He admitted that their silence during his most difficult moments, especially during his legal battles over his children, left him hurt. So when he lashed out, it was less about their kids personally and more about his own pain, though that didn't make his words any less harmful. But then Kanye doubled down. He said he actually regretted deleting the tweet, not because it was wrong, but because he didn't like being told what to do. He was mad at his team for convincing him to remove the post. He felt like deleting it made him look weak, especially since people assumed Jay-Z had pressured him into it. He went on another rant saying, "Ain't no celebrity ever stood up for me when it came to these white women taking my kids just because I wore a red hat." And then he ended it with yet another hit. Fuck Jay-Z and his whole family, especially his. People were outraged. It's one thing to have drama with other adults, but bringing kids into the mess, especially when they haven't done anything, is just mean. Kanye's comments sparked backlash across social media. People called him out for being out of line, and many were quick to distance themselves from him. But not everyone felt that way. Hazel E didn't just stay quiet. She actually came forward to support Kanye. She showed up on Tasha K's podcast and not only said she stood with him, but also gave the impression that she, too, believed there might be something going on with Sir Carter. Her comments seemed to add weight to the rumors people have been whispering for years. It's wild that instead of helping calm things down, Hazel decided to back up one of the most controversial takes on the internet right now. Her support for Kanye sent shockwaves through fans who were already frustrated by how unfairly Sir was being treated by strangers. What's clear in all of this is that Beyonce has every reason to keep her children, especially Sir, away from the chaos. After everything Blue Ivy went through in the public eye, it's not hard to understand why Beyonce would want to protect her younger kids from the same kind of criticism and cruelty. But the fact that people, grown adults no less, continue to speculate and speak negatively about a child they've never met, who's never done anything to them, shows how twisted things have gotten online.
Comments that I've read is more so something along the line that there's some things the twins might have some kind of like issue, but the fans just want Beyonce to come out and tell the truth about what's going on with her children and be an advocate for whatever said issues might be, whatever it is. They just want her to come out and be a voice for it versus like trying to hide them, lock them in a room, act like they don't exist no more.
She also added fuel to the fire by repeating a disturbing rumor, claiming that some people think Sir Carter might have passed away. She pointed out that because the twins are rarely seen, people have started making their own assumptions. At one point, she said, folks genuinely believed something had happened to Sir just because he hadn't been in the public eye for a while. That kind of talk is reckless and cruel, especially when there's zero proof to back it up. There's nothing to suggest anything is wrong with Sir. In reality, he might just be a regular 6-year-old who doesn't like being in front of cameras or around big crowds. Not every celebrity kid wants to be in the spotlight. Fans weren't having it at all. Hazel E got dragged hard online. One user wrote, "Why is Hazel E on Tasha K's show talking about Beyonce's kids? And why does she think she's entitled to know if Beyoncé's kids are disabled or not? Another person added, why is Hazel E's crusty behind even speaking on Beyoncé and her family? I wish Beyoncé used her influence the way people think she does. Tasha K and Hazel would never speak on her name again. The whole thing turned into a mess fast. What do you think about Hazel E's comments? Drop your thoughts below and check out the next video.